And then he hit one day and he went, meow. First day we done 30 box-to-boxes. I just got out of the cell about 40 minutes before. It was incredible. He would just shout, Kyle! But his technique was unbelievable, unreal. So as I'm going on, the full stadium just erupts into boos. And I'm thinking, whoa, wow, I could be signing that tomorrow. The chef has offered Richie Smallwood out in the car park. And I'm thinking, where has this gone wrong here? Must be about midnight. And Leeds has grabbed the money, opened the window, I'm 23 floors up. And scattered it out, mate. And the next thing you just see it all twirling down. I'm like, stood up and went, you're a fucking prick. He says, for any other manager, I'll break my legs for you. I'll jump out of a tackle. He's like, no one likes you, just fully switched on him, and then all of a sudden there was a conveyor belt of the lads just going through him apparently.
Danny Graham, how are we doing?
Very well, thank you.
Thanks for
It was like a
joining us.
surprise then that you were here. Danny Graham, you're like, is he talking to me?
You forget you're here.
Yeah, zoned out for a second, yeah.
Looking good, mate. Slick.
Oh yeah, very slick. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my appearances up. So yes, it's oh sorry, brother, I've just went funny there. So I'm actually too hot. Can I take this off? Sorry.
That one was going to come in with that. We've got that defibrillator, haven't we?
Oh.
I think that's his first cardiac arrest.
It was far too hot. Trying to brave it.
I think it has took you up a couple of notches, like, since you've grown your hair.
Yeah, to be fair, it's 3 or 4 years down the line now, so I'm fully committed to it.
You set a bit of a trend at Blackburn, didn't you? The
Yeah,
ultimates on it.
there was a trend. There was obviously Charlie Mulgrew done it as well, and you know I got battered the first couple of times I had the hairband in, and all of a sudden the lads were wearing hairbands and stuff like that, and it seemed to have continued as well as a few other lads at Blackburn now with long hairs.
Keep all right though, mate.
Yeah, I keep them well, mate. I've enjoyed some quality time off with the kids and stuff since retiring, so it's been good.
Easy decision to retire.
I don't think it's ever easy. You know, after 18 years in the game, it's a long time just to up and walk away. But it was the right time. I feel I didn't feel as though I wanted to move away and start over again at a different club. Obviously, with the kids and that at school and stuff like that, and the lockdowns going on, it just didn't feel right. So it felt as though it was the right time to call it a day.
By the way, mate, we've had loads of Hartlepool fans get in touch, just thanking you for your contribution and that.
Yeah, it was a
They're on
few
their
years
arses,
ago
weren't
now.
they?
Yeah, it was a few years ago now. I think I was at Sunderland at the time, and I obviously seen them in trouble, so I donated £2,500 to the cause. And you know, it's nice to see them back in the football league now, and obviously they've got themselves back on a good footing now.
Did you have any connections with club?
No connections. No, I was just obviously being a North East lad. I love you know looking out at all the North East teams and seeing how they do. So it was just. You know,
Goodness of your heart.
Yeah, just an act of kindness, and
I can't
you know,
afford on holiday with me this year.
You got your wallet with your dad.
There's my account details. Honestly, you one's fucking starving.
No, that's quality though, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. And like I said, it's obviously worked out well because they're back in the football league now, which is great to see.
You're doing your own. You've got your own charity, or I know. Was it last year you were raising a lot of money for charities in Newcastle and stuff?
Yeah, well, I raised £10,000 for the NHS when the lockdown happened. I auctioned off memorabilia, and towards the end of it, I'd done me PFA Team of the Year medal, and that raised quite a few pounds towards the charity. So yeah, I'd done £10,000 for them, which was nice, and for Gateshead Queen Elizabeth Hospital. So I've done a few bits over the years for charity, and it's something I like to do, to be honest.
So I told you he was a good lad.
Fuck me, what Danny Graham MBE? Nothing to do with football, but your services to charity. Fucking, we're better than you in both of them, man.
You came into it late, didn't you? Like a few lads. Did you do a bit of window fitting and stuff before?
Yes, very good, yeah. I was halfway through second year scholar when I signed at Middlesbrough. I was doing window fitting and, you know, playing Northern League and stuff like that. So, you know, it was obviously a great day when I got the phone call saying Middlesbrough want to take me in on a youth team basis, and you know, even better going into the workplace and telling them I was quitting and where I was going.
Chuck it silicon down.
Yeah, silicon's gone. Work clothes gone. All that.
Was that with Barnaby then?
That was with Dave, yeah. Mark Proctor as well. He was there around the time.
That's Stu's dad.
Stu
Yeah.
Barnaby's dad,
Yeah.
yes, that's correct. I don't think he's there anymore. I think he's recently retired. But he done an unbelievable job for the academy. I think for 4 or 5 years we had a sort of conveyor belt of talent coming through, and it was great for the football club.
So how old were you when you signed up Borough?
17, just over 17 I was 17 in the August, signed in the October. So I was obviously a year and a half behind, which was kind of tough to start with. All the training and the core work and gym work, which I'd never really done before. So it took me a while to catch up, but I got there in the end and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Do you think like it balanced out in other ways though? You know, like the experience of playing non-league football with men, like
Yeah.
we've talked about loads.
Yeah.
But then do you feel like technically you were less advanced?
Yeah, technically less advanced at 100%, but, you know, in terms of, like you say, playing against men physically, you know, I was probably a lot stronger than a lot of the youth team players around at the time. So that kind of helped me. But there was a lot of hard work trying to get the technical side and get up to speed because, like I say, we had a array of talent coming through Middlesbrough at the time.
Were there other options? Like to go from non-league to a Premier League club? It's massive, isn't it? Like, were there other options, League One, League Two?
I had lots of trials everywhere. I had trials at Hartlepool and teams like that, Scunthorpe. And
I'd have given them fuck all. If I'd have had a trial and not signed, I'd have given them fuck all. Let the bastards go to the fucking wire.
So I was all over on trials and stuff, and then obviously I had a week at Middlesbrough. We played a game on the Saturday against Blackburn. Done well in that, scored, and then in the meantime, over the course of the next week or so, they'd been in touch with Chester Street first team and told them to play me in the games and stuff at Billingham and Norton, just not too far from here. And obviously they had scouts there, and I'd done well in them games, and you know, I got the phone call on a Thursday evening.
So when there's some big hitters at Borough then, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there was loads.
When you get back and you're amongst the big boys.
Yeah, obviously Mark Viduka, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Joseph Job, Nemeth, Macaroni. You know, there was a array of strikers in front of me, and you know, for some reason I managed to force my way into squads, and you know, got the odd start here and there, which was great. Playing in Europe against Sporting Lisbon, another, you know, great achievement for myself. Probably 3 years before that, I was playing non-league, and you know, here I am starting against Sporting Lisbon in the UEFA Cup. So it was a bit of a whirlwind experience.
What was he like, Hasselbank?
I found him great. I thought he was great. He was good with the forwards, especially the young forwards, in terms of, you know, giving us advice and, you know, the way how many goals he scored and the power he had in his legs was unbelievable. But I found him fine, and like I say, he gave advice to the young lads, which was massive for us.
Just a miserable bastard.
There's some in there who think, oh fucking hell, this young little shit could be taking my place. Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Go out
Yeah,
right.
And I think just from outside looking in, he'd be one that would just wouldn't give the young lads time
No,
to do
he was
it, but
great. Him, Viduka was great as well. Great with
We've heard that a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
great with the young lads.
Shit trainer.
Could be, yeah, he could be, but you know, coming match day, he just pin centre.
Did like a fag, Viduka?
I didn't see him have
No,
any fags. No,
Right, bike sheds, like back at bins.
maybe he's mate. Maybe
He
he's,
covered it well.
Like, you know, a middle of the training complex is not a bike shed. You're not going to fucking score me.
peddling in.
Here we go, Joseph. Joseph's covering his bike today. Make sure you lock it up, Joseph.
Lock it up next to Jimmy's.
You don't want that getting fucking nicked. Make sure you put that on. How did you find, like, away from football, being a professional footballer at that age? Like, did you think, fucking hell, I'm Billy Big Balls, I made it, I can go out and all that?
no, I'd never say I was ever. Billy
I don't mean big
Balls.
time,
Yeah.
but I mean, were you like, fucking hell, I've made it here? I'm going to go out and... Because I did exactly that.
I'd probably,
I did, honestly.
probably not at that time.
I don't think there's any shame in a young lad thinking, yeah, I'm fucking
I did. At 18, I was out in Barnsley, right? And I'm thinking, I am the fucking bollocks. What?
I am the bullet.
I thought that. But I was out 3 times a week. That's why it fucking job fucked up. I thought I was the bollocks 3 times a week. Club didn't really appreciate that.
Once a week's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair, you know, there was times when I was younger that I probably overdone it myself, going out and you know, Tuesday night and see and stuff like that. I remember one night, you know, I come on the Saturday against Charlton, I think it was, and then went out on the Tuesday, obviously being off on the Wednesday, come out to see, obviously drunk, took all my clothes off, stripped down and jumped into the Tyne. And then, you know, I was looking back now, just thinking stupid things like that, like, probably shouldn't have done that.
No,
Did it get back?
Not that time of night.
No, that time. No, it was chilly. It was
You can
absolutely.
jump in at 10 o'clock when the temperature's gone up a
It
little
was
bit.
freezing.
Bolloco.
No, I had
lost
my slips on. So apart from that, yeah, bollock.
The thing is, by the way, you're at a Premier League football
Yeah.
club and quite a successful one as well. And their young proteges jumping in a fucking river outside a nightclub on a Tuesday night.
Did it get back or not?
No, I never did. To be fair, I never did. No, I don't know who was around. To be honest, mate, I was drunk and. You know, just come out of the club and thought, you know, that was the right thing to do. Just take your clothes off and then you get. And
The right thing to do.
At that time.
I don't think that's ever the right thing to do, is it?
It sobered me up. It sobered me up, put it that way.
No, listen, standing there in your wet slips. Can I get a large doner and a couple of pieces of chicken while I wait, please?
And a towel.
You went on loan to Carlisle, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then did Southgate take over from McLaren whilst you were on loan?
Yes, that was it. It was exactly that. And then I went back in the summer and spoke to Southgate about, you know, where he seen my future and stuff like that. And there was a year's contract on the table off Middlesbrough, but I went to Carlisle. I'd done well. I think I'd scored 7 goals in 12, 13 games at the end of the season, and you know that was League One. So I felt as though that was the right thing for me to do, was to go and play week in, week out. And
So he wanted you to stay though?
he wanted me to stay for an extra year, but
It's a bit of a gesture that, though,
it's
isn't
a
it?
gesture, yeah, I think so. And like I said, I'd done well on loan, so I felt as though Carlisle was the right move for me at the right time.
Did you feel at home at Carlisle, though? Did you think that this
Yeah.
is where I'm comfortable?
Yeah.
And that's what, obviously it showed on the pitch now.
I think after the loans, mate, as well, obviously going to Derby, going to Leeds and not doing so well, and then to go to Carlisle and hit the ground running straight away was massive for me. And I was 22 at the time, and I felt as though I just wanted to try and play as many games as I could and try and work my way back up the pyramid.
You've still only been in it like 5 years.
5
really,
years, yeah. Probably as a pro 3 years at this time. So yeah, I just wanted to play as much games as I could, and I think going back to the loan I had at Carlisle, getting them goals, I think kind of made me mind up that I wanted to be playing week in, week out in front of fans in that first team environment on a regular basis.
So you get 29 goals next season for Carlisle?
No, not Carlisle. No, that's wrong.
That's what it says there, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've got them notes, so that's why it's wrong.
That's
No, I think it was about 15, 16 I got the season, and then I think it was something similar the second season. I think both seasons was like around about the 16s,
Yeah.
15, 16s.
Total of 29 in 2 or 3 seasons.
You know what it said
No,
total
it's
in front
not.
that
One
means-
season.
No, there's not 89 games in the season.
They got to FA Cup final, they got to Carling Cup final, and then to Champions League fucking final.
Yeah, you're out there, aren't you?
Fucking hell, I know we've been off for a bit, but come on.
Bear with us, mate.
It's warm in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. Get this off as well.
Did you relocate to Carlisle then? Or did you...
I did for a brief period, yeah. But there wasn't a great deal to do with Carlisle. Obviously, finishing training and, 1:30 in the afternoon, and there wasn't a great deal to do around there. So in the end, there was me, Michael Bridges, Chris Lumsden, Paul Anderson. We all had a bit of a car school, and we travelled over from Newcastle.
Fucking, I play with all three of them, mate.
Have you?
I play with all three of them.
When was it that Medine came through? Was it
That was my second. That was my last season at Carlisle, and the team come through.
Did you take him under your wing?
Yeah, fully.
Fucking hell, so you're responsible.
It's all my fault.
Jesus Christ.
No, he was the last season at Carlisle, yeah, and he was breaking into the first team and stuff like that, and you know he's a great lad, guys. I'm sure he'll try and get him on here at some point when he's finished there, because he can tell us a good story. To be fair.
Were there when he went inside?
He was at Sheffield Wednesday, I think, when he went inside. Because I think that's where the incident happened in Sheffield, I think.
Yeah.
So there's another one. My mate's been in jail as well, yeah. So doing well.
You go see him?
Yeah, I did actually go and
Maybe
see him. He was in Leeds. Somewhere near Leeds he was. Yeah, I went in and...
There's one bang across from the Leeds training ground, you know.
Is it, yeah.
Prison.
Yeah, I went to see him. I think he was only in maybe 4 to 6 months, something like that he done. And then he was back out, and then I think he's done well for himself considering what he's done being inside.
Did you know you were going to get a move? You know, when you that season.
I signed 2 years at Carlisle, and I didn't obviously take up the new contract they offered me, but obviously because of the age, it was a tribunal and stuff like that. So that was
them Irish kids. Are these them Irish kids there now at Carlisle? You know
the box, thingy Collins.
Collins is. Yeah.
No, it was Fred Story and someone else was in charge at the time. But yeah, I knew there was probably a move at the end of the season, so I didn't sign the contract in. It went to a tribunal, which probably went on for about 6 weeks, and it was a bit of a nightmare going up and down to. It was a QPRs actually in the boardroom of QPR and going backwards and forwards to do this tribunal. But yeah, I kind of knew there was a move coming at the end of it. Yeah.
Do you fancy? Were you ready? Move to the big smoke.
Yeah, I was ready. I was ready to.
Time for a change.
Yeah, it was time for a change. Time to move away, and time to give the championship another go. I felt as though I'd probably done that well in League One that my confidence was high enough to think, right, I'm ready now to give it another crack in the championship. And I had 2 great years at Watford. In terms of living, goal wise, everything was a perfect fit and a very enjoyable couple of years.
Scott Loach just said, can you remember 2 foot in his mirror?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. And his tree got it as well, his Christmas tree.
Same spell?
Yeah.
You don't like red baubles. If they're in silver and gold, it'd be
yeah,
fine.
wrong colour. So, yeah. We had some good laughs, Lorchie, and he was in an apartment. I think it was Hatfield he lived. He lived with a lad from Newcastle, actually. And we had some good laughs and some good nights out, and obviously the mirror got the wrong end of it on one night and the Christmas tree another. So
there's 2 different
separate nights.
Yeah, separate nights. Yeah, don't want to do it all in one night.
What do you think? What are you getting at like for the I tell you what, I missed a tackle today. I need to practice. Passes that mirror, Lochie.
Yeah, his face was a picture. To be fair, oh yeah, got smashed. Yeah.
When you go into work, I say, I've cut my leg, what you done? I've 2-footed Lochie's mirror. Was one of my favourite guys I've ever met, Lloyd Doyley.
Lloyd was there, yeah.
What a guy he is, by the way.
Lloyd, a funny story about Lloyd actually. We went out one night, I think it was in Watford we went, and we ended up going back to my house and we had a drink afterwards, and Doyley's fell asleep on the sofa. Starko. So wake up next morning and the missus has got a phone call. It's Lloyd's missus. Is Lloyd with you, or is he with Dan in the house or whatever? She went, oh, I don't know. I think he might be downstairs. So the missus runs downstairs to see if he's there, opens the door. There's Lloydie snowed on the settee with everything hanging out.
Put it on FaceTime, on it?
Oh, he's here.
Oh, yeah, he's here.
He's here, yes.
These 3 legs.
Yeah, Doyley was great.
We only met him briefly, didn't we?
Yeah. But he's quality, Doyley. He's quality.
Who'd you get on with it? Squad? Who's there? Like Danny Drinkwater?
Drinkwater come on loan. Cleverly. Lansbury come on loan as well. I was probably close to Lorchie quite a bit the first season because he had a lad from Newcastle living with him.
Is that Hendo?
Hendo, Liam Henderson, yeah. Mariappa. was a few of us, to be fair. It was a good squad of lads, and everyone sort of mingled and got on really well together.
Were you doing well as a team?
First season, no, not really. I think we just stayed up. Maybe it's the second or third last game this season. We managed to get enough points to be safe, so it was a bit of a struggle the first year.
Personally, you're doing all right.
I don't know, like the first year, so I think I scored
7 in 7.
That was the second year. The second year was a good year, yeah, 7 and 7. I think it was over the Christmas.
First 7, yeah.
Over the Christmas period, I just felt as though everything I touched just went in, even if it was lucky and it was going under the keeper, or it was a ricochet, whatever. Just everything in that moment in time seemed to be landing in the back of the net, which was a great feeling.
Team at year as well.
Team of the year, championship team of the
And
year.
he's still got his medal, has he? He's getting to them fucking arseholes at Hartlepool. Who never fucking signed him at the 16.
Yeah, team of the year, and we had a table booked for the PFA do on the night time, and my agent sorted the table out for me, and we went out during the day, and we didn't end up going to the do. So
You skipped it.
yeah, we skipped it. Yeah, so I don't think I got my medal for 6 months after. My agent was,
Danny, it's Gordon here. I've got your medal at the top table.
my agent wasn't too happy, to be fair. Yeah, we skipped it. We had an all day.
Were you supposed to go up on stage and get it? And
I don't know how.
Mr.
how
Danny
it worked.
Graham.
Yeah, just one empty seat.
Mr. Danny Graham.
Unfortunately, Mr. Graham's not been able to make it tonight.
We've got him on a video link to say thank you. Get on the FaceTime. Get on the FaceTime.
He's in flares. I just want to say fucking thank you for my fucking medal.
Yeah, not a proud moment looking back. I should have been there.
QPR coming for you again, didn't you, that year?
Yeah, QPR. Just before I signed for Swansea, I went and met Neil Warnock at the QPR training ground. What a character he was, but I was instantly sold by Brendan as soon as
So you're speaking to him both?
I was speaking to all. There was 3: Roy Hodgson at West Brom, Warnock at QPR, and Brendan at Swansea. Obviously after the playoff final. So, but within, I would say, 10 minutes of talking to Rodgers, I knew I was going to Swansea. He just had that aura about him. The way
But he'd already
spoke.
sorted your deal out to Watford anyway.
He'd sorted it
So
out.
he'd already had some sort of
Yeah.
relationship with him.
And he tried to sign me the start of that second season as well for Swansea, but they wouldn't pay a million. They wouldn't pay £1 million. I think they went to 750, and Watford were like, "No, we want £1 million," and Swansea were like, "We can't do it." And then 12 months later, they got promoted and signed me for £3.5 million.
Did you get on the blow when he got the Liverpool job?
Oh no,
Brendan? Come on, son.
Graham and Gerrard.
Who was up front for Liverpool at that point?
Torres.
Do you know that Spanish fucker, Torres?
Should we do a swap deal?
He's fucking crap. And his hair's not as good as mine either.
Nah. Liverpool was.
I took Joe Allen, didn't he?
He took Joe Allen, yeah, but Joe was young and he was
He
very
was good.
talented. Yeah, he had a real good season behind him as well.
Yeah, he was
so
flying.
I would have been embarrassed to go to Liverpool, but I was never good enough to play with a club like that. No way.
Is he that good, Rodgers?
Yeah, he's that good, mate. Yeah, he's great in terms of his man management. He can keep everyone happy. He can, even if you're playing week in, week out, and he's probably spending more time with the lads who aren't outside on the training pitch and stuff like that. He knew everything about everyone.
Fucking nosy bastard.
He knew how to speak to a certain person in a certain way, and I loved him. I thoroughly enjoyed the 12 months I had with him.
See, I've never been able to get on with me since I seen that picture at the bottom of his stairs. That portrait of himself.
Yeah, he's like that though.
I don't think that's acceptable, mate.
So at Swansea, with the first season, we trained at next to a gym, like a David Lloyd's, and we'd actually get changed in the change rooms in David Lloyd's with the punters, and then you'd go out and there was 2 pitches across from the gym. So he had an office maybe about this size, and then as soon as he went to Liverpool, he sent all the staff at Swansea a picture of his brand new office, and like in the background you can just see him with his arms out like this, stood there. He loved it, to be fair. He really loved it. You could just see him a little dot on the back.
I'm not fetching any of your fuckers here with me.
You stayed at the gym.
David Lloyd's, lads.
Honestly, it was surreal. We were getting showers with punters during the week after training. So you go and you lock it, you get the padlocks and stuff, you get your own padlock, put your gear in, and then come out and you'd shower with the punters, and they'd be like, "Oh, good game Saturday." Just watching yourself. Yeah, you played well, didn't you? Oh, yeah.
I bet, if anybody's got a small cock, I bet around Swansea like that.
It would have been all over, yeah.
I hated playing against Swansea.
Oh, man.
Oh, you have to chase the
They
ball.
used to pass it in there.
Leon Britton.
Leon Britton, you
Leon
never
Britton.
get the ball off him.
You've got Monk there.
Yeah.
You've got Ashley Williams there.
Tatey.
And they're just
Tatey.
clipping
Bombing
it,
on.
passing it and passing it. And you just like that, weren't you? Just bombing and bombing. And we went to, we got like an international break and we got 5 days off. First time Alan Irvine had ever done it.
Yeah.
And I went away and whatever, and we played Swansea the first game back Tuesday night. We got dicked 4. We're not be fucking doing that again, will we? Like that. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
Alan Tate, left back.
Alan Tate.
Best player in the world.
Bombing on.
Fuck,
I think Rodgers had a massive part to do with that as well. He seemed to get the best out of every single player we had. If you look at the team, I think it was Vorm in goal, Rangel, Williams, Colker, Neil Taylor, Britton, Joe Allen, Kemi Augustine played the first half of the season until Gylfi come. Nathan Dyer, Scott Sinclair, myself. It wasn't a standout Premier League team, but he got the best out of every single one of us, and that's why I thoroughly enjoyed working with him. It was great to see that. I'd never seen that in a manager, the way he spoke to people and how he could handle different people in different situations.
What is training like?
Just football.
Possession.
Every warm up was, you'd pass around mannequins and stuff, but in between you'd stretch. Everything was with the ball. Nothing was without the football. It was great. Pre-season, I think we done the yo-yo test day 1, and then we done 2 other runs after that, and they weren't hard at all. Everything was football. It was small, into medium, into big, and it was every single day, just loads and loads of possessions and footballs. It was unbelievable.
Was Leroy your wingman?
Leroy Litter? Yeah. Yeah. We I think we took the mick a few times down there, to be honest. There was me, Leeds, Wayne Routledge, Colker liked to drink at the time. Ash, Frank the Tank, like to drink every now and then. So there was
a minute, Ash Williams.
Frank the Tank, he got called. Yeah, there's a story behind it, but I think it was before I come. So I'll have to do some digging and find out what that was for. But he just got louder and louder the more he drank, and he just got the nickname Frank the Tank. So there was a good squad of us who went out, to be fair. Obviously, it was our first season in the Premier League, and we were certainly enjoying it. Yeah. We were certainly enjoying it.
Did you go out in Swansea then? Or?
Yeah, we went out with Swansea. Yeah,
A few people said Wynn Street. Is that
Wynn Street. Yeah, it's mad. So during the day you can actually drive up the street, but on a night time of the weekend, there's bollards go up both sides, and
party time.
yeah, just everyone's out in the streets and drinking and all the way up to the top of it. It's great, to be fair. We had some really good laughs down there.
Did you ever get yourself over to Cardiff way or?
I went once to Cardiff. We kind of. I enjoyed Wine Street, to be honest. I was on the doorstep, and like I said, everyone was out in the street and enjoying themselves. So
We're not getting back to the club though if you're out. Like,
probably.
yeah. But
Yeah,
no,
Flying though, weren't you?
We done well, yeah. We beat Arsenal, we beat Liverpool, we done well against the bigger teams. So I don't think I think Brendan knew pretty much every time we were out, and he'd probably pull you up on it every now and then. But I think me, Leeds, and that we did go out probably a bit too much that first season, if I'm being honest with you.
But you were still performing, weren't you?
Yeah, I was still doing well. I think I got 14 goals. I think 12 league goals and 2 cup goals in the first season. So I was delighted, and
That's like fucking incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, so I kind of I wouldn't go out if we got beaten. It was a bad performance, but if we done well and we'd scored, I'd be first one out, I'd be showered, and be home and out. And there was a few of us like that, and we had some good laughs. We used, like the young fans and that around there. We were outside the Nando's once, me and Leeds, and there was loads of lads coming around on the scooters, and we were like, "Oh, give us a go, you scooter." And so me and Leeds just take off on the scooters, and the lads are following it, like running after us, thinking we're going to pinch the scooters and stuff. And we used to have a good laugh. And to be fair, everyone was.
Where's your scooter, Johnny? Fucking Leroy Leeds has just
going to training.
Based off, what have you done with it?
Going to training the next day, and Brendan's like, "How did you get in today? That scooter?" I was like, "What?" He went, "Oh yeah, I know about the scooter you took off the kids." I was like, "Oh wow!" So like you say, yeah,
Knew everything.
Yeah, everyone knew everything. Yeah, so it was that small of a community. Everyone.
So I'm just going back to, did you actually set yourself, like, did you actually think, because I never did, I don't know what you
Yeah.
believe about it. Did you actually think, I'm going to set myself a goal of getting back in the Premier League?
Yeah, that was my full aim when I left. When I left Middlesbrough, I was to prove myself in League One, to do that in the Championship as well, to prove myself in the Championship, and get back to the Premier League and do well and score goals in the Premier League. And I was delighted the way it worked out. Like I said, 2 years Watford, 2 years Carlisle. I think it was great for me because I'd had a lot of goals behind me by that point, and confidence was sky high, to be honest.
That's how I remember watching, and you just looked like you were on the crest of the wave, just absolutely flying, playing against the best players in the world.
Yeah, I was fully on the wave, mate. Yeah, just I wasn't fazed by all these big names as well. It was just pure enjoyment. The fact that we like to play football and we like to get the ball down and try and outpass Manchester United or an Arsenal and teams like that. And some games we did. And like I say, the Arsenal game springs to mind. We beat them 3-2 and scored the winner. And, you know, we probably had 60% possession against them. And, you know, it just shows the philosophy that Brendan had, and we could do it against the best teams in England.
What was the crack with Michu? He was a one-season wonder, basically, wasn't he?
He was incredible.
Was he?
Oh, mate, he was incredible, yeah. I come in and then, you know, you're thinking, who's this guy from Rio Vallecano or something like that, £2 million, and comes in with his long hair, all like scaggy hair and stuff like that. And from the first session, it was like, whoa, this guy can play. You know, he was 6'2", 6'3". He could handle himself. He could score goals with his head. He was technically very good. And I think the first game of the season, QPR, couldn't have went any better for him. We won 5-0 and he scored 2. And from there, he just kicked on another level.
Is that what you used to get that one?
Yeah. But he was hilarious to play with. He would scream in the centre half's faces like for complete no reason, just to try and wind them up and rile them. And he'd run past him, he'd go, and just run past him. He was crazy. But off the pitch,
was he Spanish?
He was Spanish, yeah. But off the pitch, he wouldn't say boot to a goose. But as soon as he crossed that line, he was a different animal.
So was he signed to play with you? Or?
He was signed to play with me, yeah. Michael Laudrup signed him. And then obviously all through the pre-season, there was me and Michu in behind. And then I think it was 6 games or 7 games in, he played up front and he just never stopped scoring. He was literally on fire. I think he got 19 league goals and 22 overall.
Yeah.
And
was that nothing against you that he played instead of you? Or did you have the feeling that he wasn't having you, Laudrup? I
got the feeling he wasn't having me when I got back in the team, and I think I'd scored 4 and 4. Scored, you know, some big goals at the semi-final against Chelsea away, Arsenal in the FA Cup, and 2 league games where we won. I think it was Fulham away, one of them, in another game, and it was Everton away, I think. So I'd scored 4 and 4, played Everton away, and he played Nathan Dyer as a false 9, like a fake 9 or whatever. And I was thinking,
how we,
you know, I've just got myself back in the team. I've scored 4 and 4. Confidence is high again. And then he goes to Everton and plays a winger as a thing. I thought, like, yeah, that's my time.
Are you getting it that one?
No,
I want to wear with you, Mr. Laudrup.
Nah, I don't think there was any point in talking to him. He was quite stubborn. He was stuck in his ways. He didn't really do a great deal at Swansea. I know he won the cup, but everything was in place from what Rodgers had done. And Swansea, the owners and chairmen, they want people who was going to come in and carry on that philosophy. And he didn't coach us. He just carried on what was already there.
If I'm scoring 4 and 4 and I'm not playing in the next game, I'm belting doing it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who he is. Like Laudrup or...
I kind of knew because the window was coming up as well, so I thought I'd leave it and then.
So did you ask to?
I asked to leave. Yeah, we were playing. Ironically enough, we were playing Sunderland the day before the window closed, and he pulled me up and says, "Are you playing tonight? You're starting against Sunderland." And I turned around and I went, "I'm not." He says, I ain't playing. I says, "You better pick someone else." And there was a guy from Israel called Itai Schechter, who they brung in. He was the same agent as Laudrup's. So never heard of this guy. He come in, he was playing, and I was like, "Nah." I says, "I ain't playing. You best play him." And he says, "Right, I'll put you on the bench."
It sounds crap, doesn't it? Yeah. It actually sounds crap.
He was like me, and Sunderland crap.
But that's like, I know it's your career and everything, but score the goal in the League Cup semi-final and know that the final's coming up. Like, do you know,
I just wanted to
chance here for lifting a...
Yeah, there was obviously against Bradford, we thought that we pretty much, you know, no disrespect, thought we could outpass them and obviously outplay them. But I was all about playing football. Every time I've moved, it was to play games. It was never to sit around. And I wouldn't, if I went to Wembley and sat on the bench and didn't get on, I wouldn't have enjoyed the medal. So it was nothing.
It would have played on a lot of players' minds.
I think it would have.
The
Yeah.
cup finals coming up at Wembley. But I can hang this out for another 6 months, see what happens in summer.
Because I'd done well probably for the 18 months I was at Swansea. I just wanted to move. I felt as though I could get another Premier League move if I moved then. So
if you left it another 6 months, 6 to 12 months, you're like, have I dropped down a league? You know, in terms of falling off the
more
radar.
likely, because if Michu carries on the way which he did, would I've got enough game time to prove that I could still do it at that level. So it was all about playing really. And yes, it would have been great to have a day out of Wembley, but I wanted to play football, and you know, I had that mindset where I wanted to get as many league and cup appearances as I could in a professional game, and that's what I've always done.
Yeah.
Did you have to think twice about going to Sunderland, being at Geordie?
No, not at all. I spoke to Martin O'Neill a few times, and you know, he another one. He had some great ideas, and obviously I know Sunderland was struggling, but I really did find him. For the short time I worked with him, he seemed as though he was a really good manager. So I didn't have any thoughts about signing for them. And
Back home, aren't you?
Back home, yeah, which was a massive part for me as well. Just a shame it never worked out, Brownie. I would have loved for it to have went, you know, way better than it did. But that's part and parcel of football. I'm probably not the only one who's going to go through 11 sort of spells. So
it's just mad though, isn't it? Like you've done so well at Swansea. I think just hit the ground running.
Yeah, it was so tough as well. A lot of people don't realise Martin O'Neill got sacked within 4 or 5 weeks. Then there was 3 other managers who come in, Poirier, Advocat, and obviously Di Canio come in, and every one of them straight away just put me with the reserves and sort of like brush me to the side, and then I end up training hard, doing well, and you know they all end up putting me back in the team, which was, you know, obviously down to my hard work, but it was difficult in terms of being passed around. I was on loan again, and you know, it just turned out to be a disaster, really.
Did you miss your first day's training?
Yeah, I missed the first day's training. Yeah, slept in. Yeah, we
Oh fucking!
where did we go?
You didn't go swimming that morning, did you?
No, we were. I think we were somewhere in London, and we got a taxi back. And I got back to me.
You got a taxi back from London?
We got a taxi back from London, 4 or 5 of us, yeah. And
so you were out in London.
We got a taxi back.
And wait a minute, you're out in London and you've got your first day training at Sunderland the next day.
It was my first training day, yeah. I'd already been in the match day squad on the Saturday.
He's not that stupid.
Give me some credit.
To mum and dad, yeah, I've just signed back for Sunderland, but I'm going to London tonight. I'm going to train in tomorrow.
Yeah, slept in, and I had to go in by me. Obviously, the lads had been in, and I had to go in, and we'd just done these mad runs across the box and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? It was an absolute nightmare, yeah. So I probably didn't start the move off too well, really, to be honest.
That was Binners.
Yeah,
Binners messaged us, Dave Binnensley.
Did he?
Chuck you under the bus.
Yeah, it's fine. No, it's fine, man. I'm out the game now. I'm not really fussed. There's a lot of people who don't know. On Di Canio's first day, I just got out of the cell. So there's loads of stuff people don't know about. That was just a minor one, that one.
So how much did Sunderland pay for you then?
5 million. And yeah, I had no doubt about it. The fans hate me, obviously. I didn't
Did
do
you
well.
feel that animosity from day one? Because you were a Newcastle fan.
But yeah, I think it was an interview I'd done when I was at Watford, a young lad saying I'd rather play for Gateshead or Sunderland or something in a match day programme. So as I'm going to sign for Sunderland, someone's found this programme from 2009 or whenever it was and dug it out and highlighted it, and then next thing it's all over the Sun newspaper and stuff like that.
So you're pissing it when to start, aren't you?
Fighting a lost battle.
You need to score 6 for your debut.
Yeah.
Just to get this beyond an even.
Are they
Yeah,
booing
not
you?
missing the first day. I'm sleeping in.
Are they booing you first?
So the game, like I said before, the last day of the window was Swansea Sunderland that was on Sky, and the cameras were all over me. I was warming up, obviously, just the 6 or 7 of us on the. Not of 6, obviously the goalkeeper. We were warming up, just doing the box, and the camera was constantly on me, like because there's obviously been wind of the Sunderland interest and stuff. And Loudop said, listen, I won't put you on, but obviously it's the day before the window, we need to put you in the squad. I was like, okay, no problem. 10 minutes ago, you're going on. I was like, no, you said I wasn't. No, you went, you're going on. So as I'm going on, the full stadium just erupts into boos. And I'm thinking, whoa, wow, I could be signing here tomorrow in there.
Well, listen,
That's mad,
is
isn't
this at Sunderland?
Yeah, at Sunderland it was as well. He couldn't have picked the worst place to play at that time. And I mean, the noise was deafening. It was
You're
all
not
sorts of
thinking, do you
abuse.
know what, I might not bother.
Nah, not once.
Not when it's in the contract.
Let's be honest.
I can take the votes, don't you worry about that. I can take both me all you fucking want.
Fucking hell, London next week, I might just get a taxi back.
Got a night out of London next week. That should sort that taxi fare out. That should be fine.
So I slept in.
But yeah, that must be horrible.
Oh, the
Thinking
feel.
I could be playing here next week.
Yeah.
And you're getting dogs abuse.
Oh, dogs abuse. Coming out of the stadium, I was getting everything. I'm thinking, I'm flying back up here tomorrow.
But unfair, it's just like, fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, so basically, so after the game, I said loud, I said, I ain't flying back. I said, don't think I'm flying back to thingy to go
Yeah,
back
to
down
get
there.
a taxi back.
Oh, mate. So he rang up the chairman and everything at Swansea. Get on that fucking flight. Mate, they made me go back to then come back the next day. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was raging. But I didn't want to, I had a good time at Swansea, so I didn't want to kind of finish on a bad terms, you know what I mean? So I ended up, being a good boy and going back, and then next day I was doing a medical, and yeah.
But then did it affect you? Because obviously
Oh, it
you did
affected-
score.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 6 or 7 games, it started to affect me massively. You couldn't go anywhere, couldn't go for food. Like around the northeast, it was constant abuse. Even in the local pub, there was punters having a go at you. And
Did that affect you, mate? Like, seriously?
yeah, it affected me. Yeah, after me contract finished at Sunderland, I contemplated retiring there and then.
Really?
Yeah, it was a tough point. I didn't want to go to Blackburn on loan. When I come, there was Holmesy. He'd worked at Blackburn. He was saying it's a great club and stuff, and I was like, nah. I'd completely lost interest in football. Like, yeah.
It would do though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Got
So
back-
how long were you
So you can't go to
I was there for 3.5 years.
Oh, fucking hell.
3.5 years would be a pantomime villain. Like every time you go into harvest, the boo.
Yeah, but it kind of eased.
Chicken wings, you fucking fucking asshole.
It kind of eased off when I went on loan, because I think I went on loan to Middlesbrough. Done quite well there. Started scoring goals again and enjoying it a little bit. But then after that, Cranter was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to sign you. We're going to get a deal in place and stuff like that." And so that falls through for whatever reason, and then I end up back at Sunderland. So it's starting it again. So every time I thought I was going on loan and getting away from it, I would always end up back at Sunderland somehow.
Yeah.
It was all started again.
They were like Sunderland were having a shitter and all, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
basically anybody could have been getting it constantly. Couldn't they? The club were fucked.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me was the Newcastle's the statement what had been pulled out of the Watford programme, saying I'd rather play for Gateshead. I was a 22-year-old lad, a 23-year-old lad having a laugh with a Watford programme editor, and then next thing it's all blown up, and I did get a lot of stick, which was tough at times, to be fair.
I've said a few times on here that it's either the best movie you'll ever have or your worst.
Sunderland.
Yeah. If you'd scored in your first couple of games,
Yeah.
Oh,
good
yeah.
for
you know what I
John,
mean?
right?
Keep them up, and you're a
100%.
fucking hero, and that's deadly serious.
And
The change.
I'll give them the due. They were patient with me to start with, considering what had come out in the press and stuff. But then I think it was after 6 or 7 games, mate, that had run out very quickly. And it's one of them. It's holding back in the changing room after games, thinking, right, I'm waiting until these punters go, and there's like 40,000. Sometimes I'm sitting in there for an hour and a half in the with the family and stuff like that, in the players' lounge and stuff, just hoping an extra 10 fans have gone away.
Yeah.
So
Did your family still go?
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad's followed me everywhere. He's been up and down the country. He used to drive to Swansea, mate, and stay over Friday, come to the game Saturday and then drive back. So he's been all over, and You know, my dad's a diehard Newcastle fan. You'd sit there and you'd be like, nah, that's not right for you, that.
No.
And,
It must have been tough for them, like.
That's what I used to think. I used to straight away think about my family. We can take it, can't we, to a certain extent?
you can take
but
it to a
your family
certain-
sat there fucking...
I do think it gets to every player at some point. Like, if it's constant abuse, then, you know, it does play on your mind at some point. And mate, after 3.5 years, mate, I was completely shattered of it all. Like, it was
Just the
really-
mental stress, like.
Yeah, you know, I like to go out and socialise and have a laugh and carry on. And, you know, I wasn't even going to the local pub because 3 weeks before someone said something and, you know, you just didn't know what sort of...
It's affecting your
Yeah,
day-to-day life,
yeah.
then, innit? Yeah.
Wouldn't want to go out for food and stuff like that. Just eating.
And then it's affecting your character as well, who you are as a person,
Massively.
because you're not going out socialising. You're not
Massively.
You're
And
locking yourself away.
Brownlee knows I've always. If anyone says doing a night out, yes, absolutely. Where we're going, let's go and have a laugh and a carry on. That was me, and that stopped because of the abuse I was constantly getting, and you know, I just didn't want to go out and hear it for another day.
Yeah.
I'd rather stay in the house.
By the way, as well, you're earning a fortune and you're still feeling like that. It's nothing to do with money.
Nothing to do with money.
I've said this before as well.
Yeah.
You contemplated quitting football.
Yeah, seriously crossed my mind. It was that ferocious at times. I was ready to call it a day. And to be fair, like I said maybe before, I didn't even want to go to Blackburn on loan. And you know, Blackburn's a great club, and I'm delighted I did in the end. But that's where I was at. Yeah, I was at a real low after the Sunderland time, and they could have paid me another £3 million. I still would have felt the same.
Tell us about the Canio, because we've heard
He's
tales.
the biggest whopper I've ever seen in football. ever seen. Not liked by anyone. I don't think there was anyone in Sunderland liked him. And I'd be very surprised if someone come out and says they do. And if they do, I think they're lying. I think they're lying. He was...
Are you talking just the players, or are you talking everybody within the club?
Oh, definitely the players. I'm not too sure what he was like with the other stuff, but I can imagine him being exactly the same as he is with the players.
Just dismissive.
Mate, there's like,
From day one.
Yeah. But
Intimidating fella.
It could be. Yeah. I don't think he intimidated a lot of the players. There was a little fitness coach he used to have, mate, and he used to flick the lads around the back of the head and that when they were warming up and stuff and that. We were like, whoa, what is going on? He had this other guy called Fabrizio, who was his little bitch, basically. If he was called, he'd go, Fabrizio, go and get a coat, and Fabrizio would run in from the session and get a coat. And well, looking, thinking, what's going on here? Mate, he was so off the cuff. We used to do shape against mannequins. So all the mannequins would have numbers on, and say you're playing a certain formation, he would run with the ball and he'd go number one. So he would run to number one, then the whole team would move, like the forward would move across and stuff like that. And then you would play through them. So you'd do like shape against him. So he's holding the ball, running around, like side to side, and then you would do passing through them to a finish. And I think Connor Wickham missed a header or something like that, and he was like, "What are you doing? I will fight you." And like, oh, listen,
He's a big bugger and all, isn't he, Connor?
Connor's a big lad, mate. Yeah, big
To be
hand.
fair,
yeah.
has he missed his header against a mannequin? I think Paolo's fucking got a point. I'll be honest with you.
The mannequin got across him.
Pull it out of the top corner of the mannequin. I'm thinking, when you said it, I'm thinking, well, to be fair, if he's missing ever against the mannequin, maybe he doesn't want a bit of fucking man.
But he was just so off the cuff. He could be kind of sound one day, and then the next day he'd flip into a complete helmet. And you know, by the end of it, they called a meeting with everyone. They rang the players up and what should we do with him, and everyone just went sack him. And
Really?
yeah,
Is that Shazy and that?
yeah. And then there was a meeting. I think I was on loan again at this point, but there was a big meeting after West Brom away. Remember when he was standing at the crowd and he was giving it all this, like, keep your head up, and he started going through a few of the lads, and Carlos Quella stood up and went, "You're a fucking prick." He says, "For any other manager, I'll break my legs. For you, I'll jump out of a tackle." He's like, "No one likes you." Just fully switched on him, and then all of a sudden there was a conveyor belt of the lads just going through him apparently, and then everyone got a phone call, and that was him gone the next day.
Did he have you in did not you know time off? Were he like he?
Yeah.
Tommy, what it?
Tommy,
Yeah, no, we must have been in. I think Killer touched on it maybe 38, 39 days straight. We beat Newcastle away 3-0. And we're in the next day doing a bike session, cool down when we didn't have a game for another week.
Yeah.
And we beat Everton the week before that, so we kind of had 2 good results and there was still no days off. And then the lads who didn't play, they were doing like pre-season session, mate. It was obscene. The first day you come in was, we'd been to Killer told the story, I think, when John fell asleep in the meeting. The first day we'd done 30 box-to-boxes. I just got out of the cell about 40 minutes before. It was incredible. I was like, just get my head down and get these done. Mate.
Did he know that you'd been in cell?
No, it didn't come out somehow.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I was in somewhere in Newcastle. I was messing on with the taxi driver saying, I'm staying at this hotel. Then he got to one hotel. I was like, no, I'm not in that hotel.
Just as a joke?
Yeah, just messing on, mate. But I had him driving around the quayside. Next thing, he's pulled up next to a police van, mate, drunk disorder, locked up.
Straight in?
Straight in. So I get out at 11:30.
Wait a minute here.
So you just winded taxi driver up?
What benefit are you getting out of this here?
I think he had the last laugh, didn't he?
It sounds like
I just wanted to sail longer, so I was just driving around.
just have a ball.
He's got a few cans, we're just driving around the quayside.
I've got realised, Donna, fucking get me back to my room, mate. I'm not playing them games.
Yeah, so I think I got out about 11:30. We had to be in at 1. So we're getting at 1, and then he's going on about this meeting. And we look down the line, John was asleep, and he's giving it all this like passionate speech and everything, and we're just sitting there like, oh my God, I'm dying here. And the next thing he goes, right, outside 30 box-to-boxes, 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off 30 times. So I'm thinking, oh my days, I have to get through this. I have to get through this alive. So I'll get through it, run into the change room and just spew up everywhere. No, because I was drinking that much water and like my belly was obviously full of drink from the night before. It just spewed up everywhere. The next thing I was like, I had to get me out of here.
Yeah, Riz were asking about, because somebody mentioned, asked about Di Canio's banana after Newcastle.
Oh yeah, he give it something like, tonight I'm going to go home and stick a banana up my arse and stuff like that. He was so off the cuff, it was frightening.
He said, I'll
Yeah, I'm going to go home and stick a banana up my arse. It's like so off the cuff, mate. And like the lads are like, we're like buzzing, and he says that, and everyone's just sat there looking at me thinking, what has he just said? Yeah,
Too much Paolo, man.
mate, apparently there was one game, I think I was on loan, and he spat up into the air, and he's watching it come down, mate, and it just went stuck on his head. The lads were like, who was telling me that? One of the lads was telling me about it. I was thinking, what is this guy about, mate?
well done, lads, well done. Tonight I'm going to stick a banana up here.
Everyone was buzzing, and everyone just went,
What's he expecting for that to go?
Yeah, come on, straight to the grocery shop now.
You're the man, Paolo. You're the man.
Weird side split.
Get in Monday morning like the next day. Did you shove that banana up your ass?
Oh, there's every chance he did it as well. There's every chance. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
I used to do it when we lost, I'll be honest with you. lost on a draw, I'd sit at home with a banana up my ass, and we won, I were out. I was actually buzzing when we lost.
Did you think, when you came back off loan at Wolves and Gus Poyet were in charge, were you still like, I'm done at Sunderland, or?
No, I always believed I would try and work my way back in after the loan. There was Kenny Jackett who took me, and Noah Dicko was injured at the time, and he said, when he's fit, you'll play you two together. Obviously, I was a bit more, I was a lot better with my body and holding the ball up at that point, and he was quick, and he said he could work off me. As soon as he was fit, he played, I think it was Brentford at home, and there was 10 minutes or so left, and he'd made the 3 subs. We were getting beaten. He put a 3 midfielders on or something like that. So I just got up out in the dugout and walked in, got a shower, left me tie, and just took off and never went back.
Me done?
Yeah, that was me done there. And went back, I think it was my second or third session. We trained in the barn and had a really good session. Everything I was touching was going in, and I was holding people off and knocking people about. And Poyet kind of made a passing joke with Fletcher, and I'd say, "No, what's happened to your mate or something like that. I went, oh, well, that's what happens when you play games, and just walked out. And then next week I was back in the squad. It was crazy, mate. Like, how it all panned out. It was just
That could have gone
weird.
either way, that couldn't it? That could have gone
But I think at that point,
that.
whatever way it went, I was happy with.
Yeah.
So it was just a
Yeah, he didn't care.
yeah, that was like, listen, that's what happens when you play games. And I just sort of casually got up and walked off. And then the week after I was in the squad. And then was in the squad for probably most of the time there.
And did you get a goal then for Sunderland on that?
No, I think
Was that when?
the goal came when Dick Advocat was in charge
Right.
at Everton. No, I think it was Jody Gomez just took a shot, and I've tried to move out of the way, and it's bounced off my calf and like sort of spun in off the post. And
You celebrate?
I saw, yeah. Knee slaved a lot. Running off like, yeah, it's me. It was not me.
Bring me down, dickheads.
We won 2-0, and then again we stayed up, and then the following season back out the squad. So it was just constantly up and down the time with all the managers there, really.
That move to Blackburn completely changed. I mean, we've got Blackburn fans saying absolute legend of the club.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I never thought that would happen. I never, like I say, mate, if I'm being perfectly honest, I didn't want to go on loan in the January. I was completely, done in with football, physically, mentally, everything was.
What age are you here?
31 maybe.
So you've still got a few years left.
31, yeah, and I actually
Just ground you down that much.
yeah, just ground me down that much, mate. Yeah, and obviously, you're going out with the missus and you're getting dogs abuse, and it obviously affects your family as well. And parents are coming down. I'm constantly in the mood and stuff like that. So it was going throughout the family, not just me. Everyone was getting the brunt of it as well. It probably wasn't as nice a person as I normally am when all this was going on, but. I'm so glad I did go to Blackburn in the end. I went on loan, obviously, to start with, and I think I scored 7 in 18 or 19 games, something like that. And it was kind of like the Carlisle loan. It kind of felt like a bit like
Rejuvenated.
rejuvenated, yeah. And I felt as though the fans and the people wanted me at that football club, and that was a nice feeling to have after what I'd gone through with Sunderland.
I don't know how true it is, but how much credit do you give to Lambert? Because I imagine he's perfect manager to have in that situation. You've had a bit of a shit spell. I imagine he's perfect to give you a boost and make you feel $1 million.
Yeah, he was. I think over the years against his Norwich team, I'd scored a lot of goals, and he kind of relayed that to me in certainly the first meeting before I actually signed on loan. He was, he said, I've seen you scoring goals there, for a number of years now, and the ability and everything's there. He kind of knew I was in a bit of a rut as well. He could probably see it, and he was great for me, in terms of training, match day prep and stuff like that. He would always look after you. If you felt tired on a Friday, he'd say, come out and watch a set plays, and have a cup of coffee, have a massage, and just come out and watch a set plays. And he was great for me at that time, yeah, 100%.
Settle in straight away, lads there.
Yeah, I feel as though I did, yeah. Obviously, I knew...
After how long, you saying you felt that low, after how long did you think, fuck me, I like football again here? Were it like days, weeks?
Probably weeks, yeah. Probably towards the back end of that season, when I was obviously scoring a bit more freely again, putting in good performances, having a laugh with the lads at the training ground. The staff were great with me and completely looked after me, which I probably needed at the time without knowing that. So yeah, it was probably weeks rather than days before I started to love the game again.
Were you there when...
It was your first game was me and you, wasn't it?
Yes.
I actually got clapped off the pitch in a good way.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
You were fucking carrying him. You must have been
Fulham, wasn't it? Fulham at home.
Fulham at home, yeah.
I thought, fuck me, I'm a hero.
Who's that fucking Shearer guy who scored them goals?
It soon took a turn for the worst.
Oh,
But it's matter, you both playing...
Shearer, Flowers, Brown.
But you're both playing at the same club and at the same time and completely different experiences. With the same fans.
Yeah.
The same... Obviously
Yeah.
just going through different...
Well, they do know the football in Blackburn fans. I think that's the main reason.
But it is it was a good set, probably perfect for you, wasn't it? 'Cause it was a good set of lads.
Perfect. I knew Steely and Killer and obviously I knew who Brownie was and stuff like that. So I knew a few of the boys beforehand, and then the other lads were great with me. As soon as I walked in the building, the staff were great, and yeah, it just felt like a perfect fit again.
I didn't play with Mulgrew, but he's meant to be a good lad, isn't he?
Mulgrew's brilliant, mate. Yeah, he tells some absolute cracking stories. We had a young lad. We were in the gym. I think it was a Friday before game, and one of the young lads, Jack Evans, has come in and he's like, "Lads, you know what this YB is on me program, like the gym program?" And Charlie, so he just pops his head up out of the hall where he's getting the massage, and he went, "You don't know what a YB is?" So Charlie's like thinking in his head what he can say. He goes, "It's a Yankee Bravo." He went, "What, you don't know what a Yankee Bravo is?" He went, "Mate, you're a professional footballer?" Like dead straight face, like, "You don't know what that?" He went, "Give me 5 minutes, I'll come and show you what it is." So he puts his head back down, mate. This young Jack stood in the gym just waiting. Charlie's getting a massage. He was like, "Just watch this, lads. I'm going to think of something to do here and call it the Yankee Bravo." so you know what they done to the blinds in the thing you look through, don't you, into the gym? So next thing, Charlie's walking out and he's like, you can see him looking at all the equipment, thinking what he can get his hands on and what he can do. So he looks at the pull-up bar, hangs on the pull-up bar, and he starts swinging backwards and forward dead quick. And he goes, "How many you got to do?" 10. So he's doing this. He's doing 10 Yankee Bravos. I swear to God, it's
10 Yankee Bravos.
10 Yankee Bravos. And he gets up and he just struts off like with a big smile on his face, thinking, he can't buy this, mate. He's like, "Oh, cheers, Skip. Cheers, Charlie. Thanks." So he walks back in, all of us are sat on the thing, looking through the blinds. Mate, next thing, this young lad starts swinging from the bar. We're like, oh my days, no way. Everyone, like, shut the door, everyone's crying. Rolling around. I shit you not, right? It was about 6 weeks down the line. And we come in, I think we'd done a cool down outside, and young Jack, he was always injured, but he worked his nuts off. He was one of them young kids who, you know, he wouldn't miss any sort of set or any sort of rep. we strolled in the gym, and there's Jack doing the Yankee Bravo, mate. And we just erupted, and he went, "You fucking cunts, that's not a Yankee Bravo, is it?" We were like, "Oh my days." 6 weeks down the line. It was brilliant.
He's been Yankee Bravo in for 6 weeks.
He'd been Yankee Bravo for 6 weeks. Surprised he didn't put his back out.
I'm trying to think what it could have been. What was it?
Mate, no idea.
What, YB on the gym?
Yeah. No one's just, it's called the
matter,
Yankee Bravo now. That's all it's called.
It's irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's irrelevant, mate. It was so funny. It was so funny.
That's fucking, you can just like imagine him thinking, what can actually
Yeah.
do here?
He said, like, as soon as he put his head in and he went out, he went, "Has he gone?" We were like, "Yeah." He went, "I'm going to have to think of something to do, yeah." And you could see him just looking like around the equipment. And he just starts swinging, and we were crying. Next thing, young Jack's bought it, and he's been doing it for 6 weeks.
Thing is, not just young Jack, but I think anybody would, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
As a young lad, you'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Captain's telling you that."
Yeah.
I'll give him a bash. Good for me car.
So he's obviously done it on his own when there's nobody about. He's
Yeah, he's just swinging.
There's an SYB, you know, the single Yankee Bravo. It does it on one arm.
It was a high end one. It was so funny. It was so funny.
What were you like in the dressing room then, the big goat?
Quite reserved, weren't you, to be fair? Every now and then.
I came out Michelle Moore the
Did
second
you?
year.
Yeah.
I was a mute the first year.
Were you mute the first year? Yeah, I think we had a few nights out, didn't we? Manchester and stuff. And
Didn't jump in any lakes.
no.
I think I was
Rivers,
sorry.
Lakes.
River Irwell.
Yeah,
There's
lakes.
no current in a lake. There's currents in rivers.
It's not too dangerous in that. I'm one of the big fella. Yeah, no, he was fine. Obviously, yeah, I know he had a tough time at Blackburn, and you know I could kind of relate to that. Obviously, with my time at Sunderland, and I was probably slowly towards the end of it coming out of that stage. And I don't know how you felt when you were there. If you were the same as me, did it play on your mind at times and stuff? And
Nah, not as much because I was out with it as well. I was living in Manchester, so in terms of going out and stuff, I wasn't getting that
it wasn't
shit.
as
And
relentless.
a lot of it is they were probably right. I was a bag of shit.
Yeah.
So you know, sometimes you've got to be honest with yourself, aren't you, and think.
Oh yeah, but it can still become that much, mate. It can still get you down.
Oh,
right? Do you know what I mean?
Aye, but you were a bag of shit because of injuries, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
injuries
weren't
didn't
just a bag
help.
of shit.
Yeah.
In the race with Wardy, that didn't help. Didn't remember when you paced Wardy? Oh, we were
Elliot?
Yeah, Elliot Ward, mate. He must have given him 5 yards at start, and it was like someone had paused Wardy, and Bounty's just marching up, like past him. And
I was shifting.
The whole like lads just started laughing, didn't they? Start pissing themselves on the pitch of it, and Wardy was just like treading water. It was so funny to see.
He hasn't spoken to us since.
Has he not?
Seriously.
Nice lad, Wardy and all, isn't he?
Yeah,
Nice fella.
yeah, he is a nice fella.
Where did you find Coyle?
He would be a great number 2. That's all I can say about him in a nice way. In terms of management and man management, you know, there was no team shape. There was nothing. It was just all fun and games. It was 5-a-sides. He actually took the net off a goal, and you know, it'd be like 4 teams of 5 on the 6-yard box, and you'd run to the goal line, throw the ball up, head it off the bar, throw it back, then you'd flick one over the bar and catch it and throw it back. And we're thinking, we're getting beat every week. I think we had 2 points out in the first 9 games.
Yeah.
And we had flicking balls over the goals and stuff like that.
Like fucking performing seal.
Yeah, but
He was good at
2
it.
headers
though, I think.
over, 3 Yankee Bravos, and off you go.
unreal at it. But then he was unbelievable at it. And then he would do that, and we would go and do a warm up, and then he would run over and Steely be kicking balls. He'd be like, Steely, sidewinder, like he's catching it and lobbing them back to him, and I'm thinking, what's he, mate? One day Steely wired one, caught his fingers, and next thing he's got tape on his fingers. He smashed his fingers and trying to catch a ball off Steely. I was thinking, wow. So you just like float around, like even with the goalkeepers and stuff like that, and we were like
Two pally.
Two pally, yeah. You would play a 5-a-side game, mate, and you get a free shot at goal. So you could be 1-0 down before you've even touched the ball. So one half will get a free shot, and then the next half the other team get a free shot, and you could be 1-0 down before you've even touched the ball. And you're thinking, what the? But in terms of management,
Nice fella, like.
he was. To be fair, he just wanted to be your mate. He'd call you in the office at 9 o'clock doing 9 brew. And you're like,
We keep hearing it at his fridge.
you're like, yeah,
fridge
fridge
full.
far full, and you're like, really, 9 o'clock? No, I don't want 9 brew, and you just have a chat, and like you just come out and you're thinking that was nothing to do with football. It was just completely against what we're doing here. And then you've got
It's like I'm gonna get him in. I'm gonna get him in.
yeah.
See if he wants an iron. He's one.
I'm brew.
You want an iron brew?
Did anybody ever have an iron brew? Because everybody who's talked about this fridge of iron brews never
I
seemed
don't
to
think
have one.
anyone would admit to it. I don't think so. But he used to put like 4 or 5 sugars in his tea, right? So he'd made a cup of tea and went to the toilet, in the canteen where it's right next to the machine, isn't it?
Oh.
We poured about 14 sugars in, right? Thinking, I see what he does with this, mate. He didn't even realise. He had about 14 sugars in his tea. He was supping it as though it was nothing. We were like, wow. No wonder he's having 9 brew at 9 o'clock in the morning.
He's like that and all, isn't he?
Like,
He's not on him.
not a thing. And he'd do shooting, mate, and I think Marshy and people like that mentioned it, mate. He'd tee himself up and he'd just shout, Kyle! But his technique was unbelievable. Unreal. And then he hit one day and he went, meow! And we were like, oh, what's going on? Mate, this half volley's crisp in the bomb corner. Meow! Oh my days. We've got a game. We haven't won yet. We've got a game tomorrow, and
He's playing well though.
oh mate, he's flying. And then we're doing crossing and finishing drills, and he's crossing them and he's running off, mate. Like, say you put one right in your head and you scored. I'm breastfeeding you, running off like this, man. Like, what is going on here? We have literally wearing this shit. Wearing this shit, and our manager's running around like this. I'm like, oh wow, incredible.
2 points out of 9. I'm breastfeeding.
I'm got his jumblies there. I can't win.
Oh, honestly, stuff like
What is that?
he would play Welshie. He would play like head tennis with Welshie in the gym.
Masseur.
The masseur. So he's coming in on Friday. Lads are getting massage and stuff, and he's going, right, Welshie, come on, we're going to play head tennis. So you take the main masseur out to go and play head tennis while the lads were getting couldn't get rubs before games. We were like, what?
I'm massaging the lads here. We've got a game tomorrow, win.
Yeah, no, he's like,
tennis, come on.
He's like, no, come on. You'd play pool with you. You'd play table tennis with you. He'd be in the pool with you. It was just mental. And then you go outside, mate, and it literally was like a fun factory. It was just 5-a-sides and stupid possessions and stupid noises and
Noises.
mate, honestly, by the end of it, we were calling meetings, just amongst the lads saying, listen, we're going to have to like do something about this because we can't carry on like this. We're getting beat every week. There's no team shape. There's no organisation or nothing. And all he wants to do is fucking half volley a ball and be your best friend. And, come to a point where
He did all right. Did he do all right at Burnley?
Burnley,
Yeah.
he got them promoted, didn't he? Did he? He got them promoted in the playoff final, I think, 1-0.
yeah.
And I think his bonus was £1 million. And there was one day someone was talking to him, and when you overhear it outside, they're like, "Oh, what was your speech afterwards?" And he turned around to the lads and said, "Thanks a million." But I was just saying. He was mad, he's a mad believer of just getting everyone together, and that's the way he managed the club. And it didn't
Obviously
work for us.
worked at Burnley, but
He had not at us, and the fact he'd already been at Burnley.
Oh,
He was on a back
yeah.
foot straight away, and then 2 points from 9.
He must have getting some shit.
Oh, there was Rotherham away. He was getting absolute dog's abuse, like wanker and everything. And the ball come to him. Right? I'd just been taken off. The ball come on the touchline, and he's half volleyed it right crisp as out down the line for, I'd say it was Craig Conway or someone taking the corner. He turned around to us on the bench, right? We're getting beat. He went, "Not bad for a wanker." just give it one, not bad for a wanker. Casually turned around, mate, we're getting beat. I was thinking, oh, wow. Incredible.
I'm sure it's not. But it's as if he don't care.
Yeah,
I'm sure it weren't.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just. There was no, he wouldn't have any sort of negativity around the place. Even if we were getting pumped left, right, and centre, he would just try and make everyone happy and try and keep everyone's spirits up. And it just wasn't.
The thing is, I can imagine though, but if you're like at Burnley, if you get on a roll where you're winning, I can imagine it's incredible. That.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it would
Do
be.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it would be. But when you're getting beaten, you're getting beat heavily, and there's no team shape going on. And
Were you a shambles as well? Like,
shambles, mate. We were 4-4-2, and it got to the point where the lads were saying, "We are 4-4 open here. This is like embarrassing." And the lads were like getting in. We were like, by the end of it, mate, probably a month or so before he got sacked, mate, we weren't listening on the sideline. We were just trying to do our own thing.
yeah, just to try and get a result.
it was one of them, mate.
Not bad for a wanker.
Not bad for that. Looking back, like now, it's funny, but at the time, when you're getting pumped and you're getting beat off Rotherham away, and you think, nah, we're down here with these. We need to be winning this game. And he's just like laughing and
Looking for a bit of
volleying ball.
inspiration.
Yeah, he's just looking for any sort of negative, positive spark. And by him turning around doing that, he thinks the lads are going to be buzzing off it. We're getting beat and we're not.
I wonder if imagine getting home on a night and goes, "We're fucking crap, but I think the lads like me. I think they like me."
They would have loved that one today. Not bad for a wanger.
And a cracking half volleyed outline.
William.
Yeah, oh, mate. Meow. So he constantly used to do. Oh, God.
I like him.
He's one of them that you want to do well,
If
isn't
he
he?
was a number 2, he would be incredible. He'd be an incredible number 2, but as a man, listen, he might have been different at Burnley and other places like that, but it just didn't work for us. Not at all.
He's brilliant.
Who was it who had a white suit at Blackburn?
Oh, Ben Barrett and Diaz. We obviously Christmas do was coming, and then obviously we have the fine wheel, don't you? And you spin it, and I think it was about a week to go. We sort of called it quits on the wheel. So Charlie's grabbed me in the corridor and went, "Listen, what we'll do is we'll put different colours on the board, and that's what colour suit the lads have to wear. But we'll just try and get like one or two of them to do it." So Charlie stood up, obviously captain, and said, "Listen, lads, this is what we're going to do the first night. We're going to spin the wheel. So whatever colour suit it lands on, that's what you have to wear." Right, no problem. So Charlie went, "Does anyone want to go first?" I went, "I'll go first." Spun it white. So all the lads are spinning it. It goes through, but obviously Ben Boughton's got white as well. So just to get the joke going and keep it going, I've bought a suit off Amazon, and the bottoms are like Ric Flair's. I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to hide these? Like the suit is horrendous, like paper. So it was like something like £12. So I've sort of like tightened it all up around the top and pants there and sent the picture. But got my suit sorted. Then a couple of other lads started doing it. But then a few lads started clicking on and they started getting around. But Beza is a big dopey lad, and he's a bit of a space cadet when he wants to be. He's totally oblivious to it all. He's like, "Oh, just been the next day, I got a lovely suit, £100 suit, buzzing." I look at the bollocks. So we're like, oh, yeah, it's as good as mine. And, oh, it's better than yours. Yeah. Seen it. Oh, I'm like, oh, right, yeah, sound no problem. So we get down there. We get the train down after the game. And he's showering with Adam Armstrong. So Armour said, I'll go in the shower first. When you go in the shower, I need to go and get some hair gel or something like that off one of the lads. I'll meet you down there. So Armour's got in the shower. As Bez has locked the door, he's quickly got ready, darted out the door, and then everyone just darted downstairs. We said, we'll meet at, say, 8 o'clock. But all the rest of us were like, meet at 10 to, something like that. So in the London hotel, everyone's got a drink. We're like, I must be coming soon, like buzzing. Everyone's just dressed normally, casually and stuff like that. And in walks Bezza, big white suit on, yeah. Buzzing, he's just looked and he's went, oh, fuck. To be fair, he stayed in it. Yeah, fair play to him, he stayed in it. And he was in the nightclub. I think he was the only guy in there with a suit on, and most definitely a white suit as well.
I just say Steve McManaman,
yeah, that's what it was like, the FA Cup final, yeah. Yeah, it was to be fair, it was a nice suit. It was a nice suit.
Fair play that he's just thought, fuck it.
Yeah.
He didn't, fair play,
ride it out.
He didn't go back, he stayed out. And
you've got me, lads, fair play.
Yeah. His face was a picture. I think the lads had videos and stuff of him, and his reaction was priceless, to be fair. Priceless.
What, 160 game plus for Blackburn overall? Probably more than that with cup games.
Yeah, probably around, probably a bit more, I'm not too sure.
Happiest?
It's hard to say. Everyone asks me what was your best season, and it's hard because obviously the season I had at Carlisle was great in terms of getting my name out there and proving the point I could do it in League One. And then the Championship season, the 2 years at Watford, I think I had 41 in 96 games, which, considering the previous time I played in the Championship, I couldn't score at all. That was great. And then playing week in, week out in the Premier League was incredible. But in terms of how low I was at Blackburn, to go and be that loved, to turn it around it felt like a big achievement for me. Because I have no doubt when I first went to Blackburn, obviously Rodgers had scored a bucket loads of goals, and everyone was probably saying I was going in to replace him, and I had to kind of get off to a good start, which I did, and it was just nice to be loved again, and nice to be enjoying my football and going into training and having a laugh with the boys again, and not worrying about getting any grief if I went home and stuff like that. So it was a great time at Blackburn.
Because you could have gone the other way, couldn't you? Do you know, if you would have fucked it off after Sunderland, you could have been like, oh my fucking God. And then you're out of game for a year, you never get back into it. And I presume you could, to finish your career on that, what you were thinking about, that could have been like, wowzers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. I'm just delighted that I ended up going on loan, because I probably would have regretted it if I was retired at 31, looking back and stuff like that. So I'm glad.
Especially what you achieved at Blackburn.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing what.
Yeah, exactly. And staying at the club when they got relegated was basically because of how much I felt at home and how much I liked the club and how much I was enjoying football again, even though we got relegated.
Yeah.
It was great. We had an unbelievable season in League One, and then I think we were comfortably safe the next season when we went back up in the Championship, and met some great lads. There's some incredible stories from Blackburn. I'll tell you about one in a minute with Richie Smallwood in the chef at the Avenue. So yeah, I'm delighted I stuck it out and grounded out, and I enjoyed. I think it was 4.5 years I had at Blackburn. I can honestly say I enjoyed every minute of it. Richie Smallwood story.
Yeah.
We played Northampton away on a Saturday afternoon. I think it was 12 o'clock kickoff. And we're in on Sunday for a cool down because there's a cup game, I think. And there was me, Richie, and Bodley Dack sat in the Avenue watching Man U Leicester tea time. So next thing, the pints are going down.
So the Avenue's like attached to the training ground, basically.
You can basically fall out.
Done it?
Yes.
Yeah, you can basically fall out of the training, your room into the training ground, can't you? So next thing is 2 pints down, there's 3 pints down, 4, 5, 6. And then we ordered some food. I ordered a lamb shank off the guy at the bar. ate this lamb shank. It was unreal. Like, unreal. The best lamb shank I'd had, right? So the chef comes out, he's finished his shift, and we're 7 or 8 pints in, maybe he's a bit more at this point. And the chef comes and sits like on a table next to us. So he starts ploughing these Peronis into him like at a rapid pace. And next thing, all I've heard Richie go, that lamb shank was shit, mate. And like just looked away again. But like every 10 minutes he would go, how did you cook that lamb shank, mate? Honestly, it was horrendous. And then he'd look back and this, like, the chef was like just, like laughing at the start. Then like he would keep nibbling again. Next thing, the chef has offered Richie Smallwood out in the car park. And I'm thinking, where has this gone wrong here?
Because it was bloody good, that lamb shank.
That lamb shank was unreal, and Richard's cheering up going, that was shite, mate. So the chef's gone, he's flipped. He's had 6 or 7 Peronis in a rapid space of time, and he's flipped. He's like, right outside now. So Richie's outside. So
That's what's gone out.
they've gone out. So Richie's following the chef out, and I'm thinking,
He didn't even have a lamb shank.
he didn't even try it.
Gavin will wank it all.
He didn't even try it. So like, he's walking behind the chef, and I'm thinking, what's going on? And Dackie's like pissing himself. So a couple of minutes go by, and Dackie's like, do you think we should go out and see them? I was like, fuck that. So Dackie like runs outside. Next thing, all I hear is Dackie crying, laughing. He's like, Dan, get out here now. Get out and have a look at this. So I've walked outside. Richie's got no top on, and the chef's like running around after Dickie, and Dickie's like sort of shadow boxing, moving around him with no top on. He didn't have a lamb shank, mate. And I'm stood there and I'm thinking, what is going on here? This is incredible. I'm watching Dickie
In the car park?
In the car park, pitch black, no top on. He's just shadow boxing around his chef, and I'm thinking, he didn't even have a lamb shank. What's going on? It was incredible. Incredible.
I bet the chef's like getting more angry and all anyway. Out that way.
But Richie's like, he's dead blunt with it. Do you know, like he doesn't look as though he's joking. He looks like he's deadly serious when he's actually joking. And he just kept going, that lamb shank was shit, mate. And just looked back at everything. I was like, oh well. They're on the car park, half 11 at night. I was like, oh, Dackie's rolling around outside.
And you just left him to it as well.
They just left him watching it.
As if he walked out behind him. You know what I mean? Go on then, you go first. Go on, you go
He's
first.
just sitting behind him, and Dackie's looking, thinking, what is going on here? Incredible times.
So, if you want, what's it called?
Lamb Avenue.
The Avenue. If you want a lamb shank Avenue, it's fucking beautiful.
Oh, it's unreal, yeah.
And if you don't enjoy it, do not support to the chef.
I'll be after you.
She'll be scrapping.
So, are you a bit of a sadomasochist on Sly? Like, do you like a bit of punishment? Because you've just been talking about how turning it around and everything at Blackburn. Why the fuck did you go back to Sunderland? Like, what on earth were you thinking?
Home again, and
We just talked about how terrible it was.
yeah, it's just that's the stubbornness inside me. I think.
But like, you think it feels like you had to prove a point?
Yeah. It was never to do about the money. The finance, the salary cap had come in. It was never about money. I was probably the lowest paid out of all the squad at that time. So it was never ever about that. It was about going and trying to help the club get out of that division, basically. And yeah, that one.
After all the shit they're giving you.
Yeah.
You see why though? Because he's turned that around at Blackburn. He's full of confidence.
Yeah,
You think,
there was
I'm a different
full of
player.
confidence
Some
again.
wrongs.
Yeah.
And then, 6 months later, I was retired. So it was Phil Parkinson. He'd come to my house several times, and he was begging me to sign and stuff like this. He'll play, and I'd play one game. I'd be out the team for 3 games. There was never a run of consistency to get myself going again. And
Well, you must have been like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yes and no. There was no fans there,
Oh, well.
so I wasn't getting that noise out. I could walk into the stadium and not give a fuck really, and
You
walk
were
out.
able to leave at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I
because your
didn't.
fans are fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could just walk out straight afterwards, and I was by 3 or 4 months into it, I kind of knew I was coming to an end, and obviously Lee Johnson come in. He had a conversation with me saying he wanted to go the younger route and stuff like that, which I was fine with. And
What did you? Were you still at same? Were you with your wife the first time at Sunderland?
yeah.
So she must have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everybody was like, your dad and-
everyone was, yeah. Everyone was, but I was like, nah, go back. I'm fully confident again, and I will hopefully help them get out of the league. And didn't play enough games. Was in and out, and then Lee Johnson kind of made it easier for me by saying he wanted to go the younger route. So I was like, yeah, no problem, and that was it. Playing career done.
I know that you go back to a team where you've done well at.
Yeah.
When it's been like the worst 3.5 years of your life.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Like you're on a high.
Yeah.
And you're like this blip in my career.
League One as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was League
thinking,
One, yeah. Even if I go back,
Blackburn, I'll go in there.
even if I go back and play a small part and getting promoted, then I'd feel a little bit better about my first time there.
Yeah.
But
Because I remember thinking, come on, Danny, man, just prove them wrong. Do you know what I think I messaged you. I think I messaged
you
didn't
did,
I?
yeah. No,
Because people have done it. Wyke's done it, and he was getting
he was getting
he
dogs,
got
mate.
dogs
and-
abuse.
Well, he's getting it more now, isn't he? Now he left for Wigan, but yeah. As soon as I met Phil Parkinson, I kind of knew I was going to go back as well straight away. I was just like, yeah, I'm up for it.
Can talk some shit, man, can't he, Phil?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, a load of shit.
You should just be honoured he picked up the phone here. He's got a habit of just
Yeah.
back in his pocket. So we've heard anyway.
Oh no. No. Oh no. I've offered him a deal.
I'm surprised he actually when I finished my loan at Blackburn, Bolton were actually interested, and I met Phil Parkinson at Wetherby, and he was desperate for me to go, and he was singing all the right, like off the right pages and stuff, and it was good money. It was a 2-year contract which I wanted with an option of a third, and then last minute I pulled the plug and phoned him up and just said, listen, I ain't signing. I'm going to go to Blackburn, and he didn't take that too well, the phone call, and then
just as well, because they didn't get paid for fucking 2
well,
years.
that's it. I think it went into administration and stuff like that, and it became a nightmare. So I was delighted, but I was surprised when he picked up the phone and tried to get me to go back to
Knowing him,
Sunderland.
that was just desperation from him.
Yeah,
Because he's a bit of a stubborn fucker and all. So it was desperation from him thinking, I'm gonna bite my own lip. I'm gonna
yeah.
see my own ass, and I'm gonna try and get him in because I think he's gonna do a job.
Yeah,
for us.
well, he did think I would do a job for him, but as soon as Charlie scored that first goal, he just went on a mad run, and he was scoring. I think he scored 3 hat-tricks. That's in the season, and
But you can accept that.
yeah,
can't you?
100%.
As a player, if
yeah,
you're scoring,
and at my age, I was 35. Charlie's 27, 28, and it was great for him to score them goals. Because,
You
like
like-
you say, he had dogs abuse, and I kind of know what that's like. So I
were
was
you a bit
pleased.
Hasselbankish then, trying to help him out and all that?
Yeah,
sort of
I probably done more. That's probably what I've done more with the forwards at Sunderland, was probably trying to encourage them to keep hitting the target, and if things weren't going well for them, not to worry, just make sure you're in the right positions to get the chances and stuff like that. And he had a great season, which I'm pleased for, because I get on really well with Chaz, and I know he's moved to Wigan now and stuff like that, but I was kind of hoping he would have got a championship move after the amount of goals he
I wonder
scored.
why he didn't.
I know. He must have doubled his money.
27-ish, would he?
Yeah.
He's
Maybe
scoring
even more.
27 goals in League One. You're expecting a championship club, aren't you? A Barnsley, it might be a bit old for Barnsley, but a Barnsley or who else? Lowest 6 in the championship.
I mean,
Yeah,
unless they haven't got the money, they might not have the money.
Maybe the money. Yeah, he was on a free transfer though. Like, it would only be in the
Think,
wages
aye.
and stuff. So at 28-year-old, you'd think someone would take a punt on him in the championship, because I don't think he's played there yet. And
Like a Birmingham or something like that.
yeah,
You know?
From your point of view, do you think it's mad that, so that's within 6 years, like the Sunderland is very much disliked, but then sandwich in the middle, you're a legend at Blackburn. It's hard to get your head around, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
From
weird.
a fan's point of view.
But that's football.
Ask a Sunderland fan about you, and then ask a Blackburn fan. It's like,
it's night and day.
it's hard to get your head round.
Yeah, I could imagine, if Sunderland fans watch this, they'd be like, "Oh, he's so shit. He's the worst player we've had." And you speak to a Blackburn fan, like you say, and say, "Listen, he was unbelievable for us. He stayed at us when we got relegated and stuff like that." And it's just mad how it works, mad how football works. And I won't be the first one to be disliked by the own fans. I'm sure of that. So I'm delighted. I'm pleased that I got out of it. I think that's probably the best thing I've done in my career, because in terms of how low I was, to get now to see all them nice messages off Blackburn fans and stuff is has made it a bit worthwhile.
I think, like, not just in football, I think for yourself.
Yeah.
If you'd have finished after Sunderland after that,
Looking back on it.
looking back on it, if you'd have finished after Sunderland, I think there's a chance that you could have been fucking lower than Snake's belly.
Oh, yeah.
For
100%,
a lot of years.
It was only football and finding that love for football again what kept, like, really picked me back up again as a person.
I mean, you might got to 40 and think, I retired at 31.
Yeah, especially because you're fitting well. Like
That's what I mean. If it was something which was out of my control, then it's different, isn't it? But yeah, I would have regretted that
Do you
massively.
think it might be like the same kind of decision as now, though? Like, you've decided... Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you probably had offers from other clubs and whatnot, but because you're older...
Fucking Hartlepool are back in.
They owe me $2.5 then.
It's fucking 20 years too late, lads. 20 years too bastard late, you fuckers.
After the second spell at Sunderland, obviously you're older then, so it's easier to make that decision. I've had enough now.
Yeah, it was easy. It was coming to an end. I could tell in terms of I probably wasn't enjoying going into training, and that had never ever been an issue or anything like that. And it was starting to become like that.
Like a job, like a grind.
Yeah, a bit of a grind, yeah. And, you know, people will probably slate me for saying that, but that's the truth. And I think a lot of footballers get to that point where that's the first sort of sign where, you know, you're ready to call it a day.
23 me when I got that. I'm not even fucking joking. 23, we're a fucking grinding with a job. You're fucking laughing at me, deadly serious. If I won lottery at 23, I'd have fucked lots off. Swear to God. I'd have been dead now, mind, but I'd have had a good kick at ball for fucking 15 years.
23.
You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
The thing is, you had a young family, didn't you? You were financially in a position where you can do that, and there you go.
It might have been shit them 3.5 years at Sunderland and that, but it's worked out fucking all right. Was it the last laugh?
I daren't say anything about it just in case I get pelters again.
No, man, you even said that they were patient with you.
Yeah, they were.
You
They
got
give me a
dodgy
chance.
people, they
Yeah,
give you a chance.
give me a
It's just
chance.
mad
mate.
how it works.
Yeah, just
Your
that.
face doesn't fit.
Yeah, face doesn't fit, and you know,
And
I'm not
that
the only.
fucking-
I'm not the only player to go to and have an X amount of money move and not work out. So I kind of realised that as I got older, and you know, I was able to deal with it a bit better. Obviously, like you say, the second time around, obviously there was no fans there, but you know, you could still go out and you could still go around the pub and stuff, and people would say stuff. So you know, I could deal with it at my age, and especially after me Blackburn spell, I kind of didn't really care what people said anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of found
proved enough
happiness.
to
Yeah,
yourself.
do you know what I mean? I found happiness there where I could just go back to that, and you know, if you're going to say something. I'm not bothered anymore. It's fine.
You've achieved enough personally.
Yeah, I've
for
achieved enough.
yourself and
I've
happy.
played over
You
600.
proved it to yourself then as much as
Proved it to myself, yeah, which is a big thing. And if anyone says a lot of shit about me, you know, I can back it up with playing over 600 600 appearances. So, you know, no one can say too much about how shite I am or how good I was or whatever. I'm happy with what I've done, and it's been a great ride along the way.
If only you'd have not said fucking I'd rather play for Gateshead.
Hell of a statement, then. I can't believe they found it in a programme. It's incredible. It's honestly, it's about that. The line's about that big, circled, and start the downfall.
So what are you thinking about doing next then?
Agency, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go into the agency side of it. You know, a big thing for me is being an agent. I can relate to the players. I've played in all the divisions, and you know, I think I can be able to speak to them on a personal level. A lot of agents these days are kind of businessmen in a suit who you can't have a conversation with about football because they don't really know that side of the game. So that's my route. I'm gonna try and go down and approach it along that way where, you know, I won't just be an agent. I'll be able, you know, I can talk to you about
A confidant.
and talk to you about stuff, and
It's about
you know,
the
if you're
bad
having
things,
good
I think. If they're having a bad spell.
bad spells,
If they're a
whatever,
businessman.
just
Well, yeah, you've experienced all
yeah,
that.
stuff I've experienced, and you know, if I can pass it on and help someone along the way in their career, then you know, I'll be just as happy as I have been when I've been playing.
What are
Good
you going to
stuff,
go
mate.
with then? You're not going to go with a suit, like? Are you,
The white suit.
yeah.
Yeah, I might do. Actually. Might spin the wheel, see what I get.
We missed a couple of fan questions actually from Swansea that we bypassed. eye infection in Iron Apple.
Oh my God. That's incredible, lad.
That's a bigger fine than the fucking Gateshead.
No, yeah, I was in Iron Nappy years ago. I think it was after the first season at Swansea. And I had an eye infection. I went to the walk-in centre. The first person I bumped into was a Swansea fan. Eye infection. So he was like, "Oh, what's up with you?" I was like, "Oh, an eye infection." He was like, "Yeah, good one." Thinking I like drank too much or whatever. My eye was absolutely killing me. Walked in as a Swansea fan in Iron Apple. I'm like, wow, what is it? Comes in giving it one of these. I was like,
Your eyeballs out here.
yeah, he's like,
It turned out it was just full of vodka.
I know what someone said. Did you make it rain from the top apartment block on Swansea Marina?
no, mate. So we'd been to the casino, me and Leroy, and I had £1,000 and £50 notes on me windowsill, and Leroy's coming after a 2-day bender. So we always had Sunday, Monday off, no matter what. It was Sunday, Monday off. That was the thing he saw. It was a Sunday. We'd been drinking in his apartment, and then we went into my apartment block, the tower, and obviously the cash was there. So it must be about midnight, and Leeds grabbed the money, opened the window. I'm 23 floors up. And scattered it out, mate. And the next thing you just see it all twirling down. I'm like, oh my days, £50 notes just twirling.
What did you run down?
No, because around the bottoms is big, there's a shelter thing all the way around, so it was stuck. So I got the money back. To be fair, I got the money back after he transferred me the money.
You get a 3-bedroom semi in Swansea for 800 quid.
It was incredible.
That's an expensive gag, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I think you regret it though, because you had to pay me back. So
When whoever's floor were on the the level with this thing. Like that with Henry over. Stuck in it.
Oh, my face! I was just watching them all twirl down, looking over. So you have to still go on. Incredible.
Last one, Jimmy Tibbs. Can I have my scooter back?
Jimmy Tibbs. to me garage.
No, cheers, mate. Brilliant.
Yeah, thanks very much.
mate.
Thank you.
Super. Best of luck with all the agency.
Yeah, thank you.